What's up? Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Sports Mixtape. We are talking hoops today. Before we get to an exciting NBA Finals coming up that somebody on this panel up here is excited about, we've got a little activity. So here's the parameters to this activity. Since the NBA Finals start on Wednesday this week, great matchup coming up between the Spurs and the Knicks. Literally a rematch of the last time the Knicks were in the finals back in 99. So what we decided, we put some rules on it. We are going to be picking our all NBA Finals starting lineup and the bench unit for this team. So again, this is as if we were assembling a team to beat the Monstars.
Yeah.
We want a team not only of like the best guys out there, but I took into factor some like chemistry and cohesion and guys playing with each other. But the rules for this one, we didn't do all time. So you won't see guys like Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson. Not for this go-around anyway. We decided to keep it from 1990 to the present day. Guys had to at least play in the finals. Didn't necessarily have to win a finals. Had to at least play in the finals. And we're putting together our all-playground team. Now, what I have to say with this one, guys, I threw a little wrinkle in there and I'll explain it. When I got done, I want AI, Elon Musk, someone's got to come up with the technology. I want to see my first team play my bench unit. I think we would be in for a dominant basketball game.
I'm opposite. My first team is never getting beaten.
No, my starting team is definitely not getting beat.
Now my bench, I didn't know it was you had to have played in the finals before. So
That's okay.
Some of my bench guys have never played in the finals.
It's all good. We'll work it out. My second unit's defense is what could keep the game close because I got some guys on there who are just straight stranglers on that side of the ball. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Typically we start with the small guys and work our way to center. Let's do it backwards this time.
Sure.
Let's go with the big men. We'll start center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard. Brad, why don't you get us rolling? Who do you have roaming down low, defending the basket? Who's your center on this team?
He's about to play in his first finals. How do you not put Victor Wembanyama? The guy's a freak of nature. He's going to go down, barring his health, he's going to go down as one of the best basketball players to ever play the game. Not only does he have the alien reach, like the Space Jam, stretch your arms out to dunk from the free throw line. He can hit the three. He handles the ball well. He blocks everything.
And he's got that dog in him.
Yeah, he's got the
He's
dog
not going to win
in
a
him.
finals till next year, but I mean, I like it.
Okay.
Hopeful Knicks fans.
I thought about putting Wemby on my squad. I didn't because I wanted. Well, I'll just go ahead and go. I went with someone who I think would, in his prime. Now I think Wemby will get there, but someone who would just absolutely physically dominated people, and that's Shaq.
Yeah.
I gotta have Shaq down low.
I have Shaq as well.
Yeah. Shaq's got 4 rings. 3 consecutive finals MVP awards. There's no two ways around it. On those early teams, Shaq was the alpha. Kobe was the 1B.
Yeah.
Look, the physical dominate. I mean, they literally had to change the rules. They wouldn't call fouls on Shaq. They came up with the hack of Shaq. Could you imagine if Shaq could have hit free throws?
No, if Shaq could have made any shots, besides layups and dunks, he would have been just the greatest player ever. But
listen to this. During the three-peat, and again, we have to take this back. So during this Lakers three-peat, the game was not played with the pace or the scoring that was played now. These were like grind out games back in the day. During that three-peat, Shaq averaged over 35 points and 15 boards a game. And if you just watch some of those like YouTube clips and highlights,
it's all just banging down
just
low.
attacking the rim. The way the rim would just shake violently after he would dunk.
That's why, I mean, like Shaq in his prime, even like you take Wemby. Wemby has the height advantage, but like Shaq's banging him around. Wemby's not getting anything easy, but the game is different now. Like, your guy could shoot threes and all that stuff. So, back then that wasn't a big thing for big men. You weren't required to shoot threes.
Different game.
Well, you know what's so impressive about Wemby, too? I don't know if you guys saw this week. It was kind of making the rounds on social media. You guys see the picture of Wemby holding a baseball?
No.
It's crazy. You got to look it up.
It's like Andre?
You got to look it up. It's very similar to Andre the Giant looking. But what it made me think of, and it's so impressive, how good of a shooter Wemby is and how good of a free throw shooter he is. Like, again, that would be like us trying to shoot with like a Nerf ball that was like just above eye level. And
I used to be good at Nerf basketball, though. So, I don't know. I had some nasty dunks in Nerf basketball.
Playroom basketball.
Yeah, Wemby's got the touch.
Now, I have Shaq as well. Shaq, like you said, you summed it up. He was just so dominant in his prime.
Yeah.
This guy, he was in the finals at 23 years old with an Orlando Magic team, and I think they got swept.
If Nick Anderson makes those free throws, that could have changed the trajectory of basketball.
And I think his last finals was 10 years later with the Heat. He wasn't as good with the Heat, but he was still a big part of that championship team.
Look, let's not sleep on the fact Shaq made the finals with 3 different teams.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yep.
So, and it goes without saying, such an awesome personality for the game of basketball. He was somebody who, it's cool. You have different personalities, right? You got guys that are driven like Jordan and Kobe who are they're just wired different.
Yeah.
And then you got guys that like to have fun, like Barkley and Shaq, and they bring that personality with them.
Yeah.
And not only for what he was doing on the floor, but come on, this is part pop culture podcast. Brad, you remember Shaq Fu? The video game Brendan had?
Remember when he did the dance?
His Shaq Fu CD. He had that CD.
Oh, it was so
I remember my buddy had it. He used to play it as we were,
He went on that dance show with the guys that wore the masks.
The Jabberwockies.
Jabberwockies.
So good. All right. Well,
Shaq's awesome.
All right.
Hold on. You got anything else for center? Because I want to go power forward. He's one of my favorite all-time basketball players.
Go for it. This is like you could interchange Wemby and this guy.
Okay. Well, who I'm going with power forward, one of my favorite guys to ever watch play the game, one of my favorite leaders. This guy led by example, was quiet, the big fundamental Tim Duncan for the San Antonio
Spurs. Got him as well.
Wake Forest grad. I remember him playing at Wake Forest all those years ago with Randolph Childress, dominant point guard back in the day in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan ultimately would win 5 championships, 3 finals MVPs. I got a trivia fact for you guys. He's the only player to win a championship in 3 different decades. One in the 90s, the aughts, and the 2010s. In 2003, the guy still holds the NBA record, 32 blocks in that finals.
Crazy.
And the fact that who he went up against in the West, against Shaq, before those Lakers were winning titles, Duncan was doing his thing on those Spurs teams.
Yeah, Duncan, his teams in the finals were 23-11. Just dominant. This is the guy on my team that is the captain. He is the captain of the team. He's the leader. And look, this guy in the finals alone shot 48.5% field goal percentage, 13.3 rebounds per game, almost 21 points per game. He just did it all.
That bank shot was unguardable.
Yeah, just such a good player.
There's a couple teams in NBA history that could be your whole starting lineup in this, and the Spurs and the Bulls. A few of those teams were unbeatable.
Yeah.
In the finals.
That Warriors team also, the year that they had Durant, Clay, and Steph. Yeah, I agree with you, Brad. Did you? I'm assuming you also had Timmy.
No, I put Shaq.
Shaq's playing power forward.
I'm running this team big. I'm throwing Wemby and Shaq out there together.
That's scary.
So Jimmy was saying, Shaq would be bullying Wemby around, but that's why you put him on the same team.
Well, then that would be unstoppable.
This is our unstoppable starting lineup.
Anti-monster
so really,
squad.
you'd probably put Wemby at the power forward position and put Shaq down low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that combination to me is deadly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have those two guys. Good luck anyone scoring inside.
Yeah, the only way you're beating that.
They're hitting 3-pointers.
I'm going big or going home.
Yeah. All right, Jimbo, why don't you take us to the small forward position? This is my first wrinkle here that's not going to be what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about this. I had mixed feelings on it, but I could not leave LeBron
No, you can't.
off the team. This guy, 10 finals appearances, 4 championships, 4 finals MVPs, 3 different teams. He had 8 straight finals appearances at one point, which will never happen again, probably. I mean, for any guy to make 8 straight finals.
Well, and how about the fact that for a lot of people forget this one because they lost to the Spurs, but that first finals that he made at 22 when he dragged that Cavs team to the finals, and at one point against the Pistons, that's when the Pistons were like the Pistons had beaten Shaq and Kobe the year before.
Yep.
At one point, he scored something crazy, like 30 straight points for the Cavs or something in one of those playoff games. But yeah, some of what LeBron has done with like the consistency, and he ran into the juggernaut Warriors all those years.
And look, this guy just. I have to give it to him. He's not one of my favorite players, but like this is a guy you'd want on your team in his prime. He just willed his teams.
LeBron prime was so fun to watch. His defense, just watching his defense was incredible.
Listen, Game 1, probably still to this day, one of the most impressive games I've ever seen an individual play. Unfortunately, it came to be known as the J.R. Smith game. But do you guys remember the first year that it was that Durant joined the Warriors? They were just this super team.
Yeah.
And in Game 1 of that game, LeBron was on another level. I think he dropped 50. Had the Cavs should have won that game.
Yeah.
A lot of.
He's hard.
I kept him on, and I actually feel bad about it. But I kept LeBron off of my first team, and there's a reason.
Hey, as long as he's on the squad.
Brad, who did you end up with at small forward?
Mamba. Kobe's got to be on this starting lineup.
Okay, I like Brad. I like Brad's where he's
just
going as a
moving
coach.
around.
He's shifting. he's putting guys in different positions.
I'm filling a roster.
He's seeing the big picture. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be a chameleon. Sometimes
you got to think outside the box. Yeah.
Kobe's game speaks for itself. His mental fortitude is what I want on this team, and I want it twice. With my next pick. I take Kobe over Bron. He's just a step ahead in the mentality to me when it comes to these finals.
Yeah.
How many has LeBron lost? I give him all the credit in the world for making it. 8 years in a row? You said
he's 4-6 in champ. That was the only reason that I was a little. But I mean, now still
sure, team chemistry, and all that has a lot to do with winning these finals. But Kobe's he's lights out, deadly. Yep. When the situation rises, so does he. And he's playing with his former teammate Shaq on my team, so we got some good chemistry there already.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, my first wrinkle, my small forward's going to maybe throw some people, but not me, because I'm all about team chemistry. I'm taking Scottie Pippen. Scotty's got 6 rings, arguably one of the greatest defenders in NBA history. And I got to pair him with, no spoiler alert, but I got to pair him with someone else who's going to be on my team. Here's the reason why. Once we get to point guard, I'm giving up a little defense for the point guard that I picked. And when you have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the way that they were like wolves on the attack. When the opposing guards were trying to bring the ball up the court, when those two guys wanted to steal, it was like you just unleash them in the backcourt.
Yep.
And so Scottie usually always defended the opposing team's best offensive player. He had no issue taking a back seat to Jordan for the benefit of the team. And the fact that, look, rings talk. It's the culture we live in. Scottie's got 6 of them.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Scottie.
Look at the guys that he banged with down low over those years.
Yep.
He could guard literally anyone on the other. He's one of those guys, almost like a Kawhi. You could put him on the opposing point guard. He could play down low at the center if you needed him to. He was like a Swiss Army knife of a defender, which I don't know that he always gets enough credit for. So if I didn't have Jordan as my shooting guard, it's a different story. I wouldn't have Scottie on the team. But because the chemistry those guys have and the fact that good luck bringing the ball up the court when you got those two guys hounding you. I'm going Scottie, small forward. Brad,
I had him on my bench, but I crossed him off.
Okay. Do we even need to talk about the shooting guard? Is it even a question? We have one. No, we don't have a unanimous pick yet. So this is our first unanimous pick, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have this guy as shooting guard, then you don't have a pulse. I mean, that's the bottom line.
The all-time greatest.
MJ.
It's not debatable, you youngsters. LeBron doesn't even come close. MJ is the GOAT. I'm sorry, but it's unanimous here.
Look, MJ, and you're correct. MJ.
Let's just
6
finals
appearances.
Where
all right?
Space Jam go? Even his Space Jam movie was better, LeBron.
Yeah.
2 separate three-peats.
Two separate
three-peats.
2 separate three-peats after going to play professional baseball.
And he was the MVP in all of them. It wasn't like he had an off series. Look, you had a guy in Pippen who could dominate. No, Jordan, nobody else was going to be MVP.
6 finals appearances, 6 championships, 6 MVPs.
Let's talk about 93.
Oh, right? God, I have this
Let's
stat.
talk about 93.
That's crazy.
In the finals against this Barkley Suns team, and look, Barkley was a beast.
Kevin Johnson on that team.
Jordan is out playing 18 holes, before games.
Yep.
He averaged 41 points per
incredible.
game in the finals. 41. And we got to say this, too. Jordan never even let any of these go to a Game 7.
No.
When he got in the finals, he was putting you to sleep by Game 6.
It was just dominant. And not even to bang on the LeBron Jordan GOAT debate, but that's the difference. LeBron got to the finals and, won 4 out of 10. Jordan, he got to the finals. You were not beating him. It didn't matter what happened. Flu game, all these different games that, it just...
And look, let's go one more reason. When you think of, if someone were to say, if you're on Jeopardy or wherever, and someone says, all right, close your eyes. I want you to think of the most iconic shot in NBA history that you can think of. I mean, mine comes to mind automatically. The most iconic shot in NBA history.
Against Utah?
Exactly. The crossover, fade away, wrap it up. That's the one that comes to everybody's mind because you got the GOAT doing GOAT things.
For sure.
So that's our first unanimous pick.
Yeah.
All right, Brad, who you got taking the leadership role of point guard on your squad?
I need some style and some flash here.
Okay.
I'm going AI.
Now, I almost put AI on my bench.
Facilitator. And put him on a team where he actually has guys to facilitate too, for once. I think it's just a dangerous combination, this team. Watch out, guys.
Yeah. AI was never on a good squad. No. Even the team that went to the finals, I mean, if AI had ballers around him, they could have won multiple championships.
First of all, you'd have to double him to stop him.
So
then if you double him, you're leaving MJ or Kobe open. It's a no-brainer.
So freakishly fast and quick, Iverson.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I didn't stack or put any just
Iverson
lights
was in the finals,
out.
Though.
Yeah, but I didn't put any lights out 3-point shooters on my team.
That's where I got.
That's why I like. I know.
Jimmy and I have an identical team except for LeBron and Pippen, and he probably has the better choice.
But in today's game, that might hurt my team a little bit.
Yeah. Let's not forget before we move on to the other point guard here, that game 1 against that Lakers team. That Lakers team had run the table in the finals, or in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Had gone undefeated up to that point. Iverson drops a 50 spot on him. That's the step over game. Look, number one, Iverson was maybe 6'1". I'm saying probably 6 feet.
Yeah.
When you make other professional athletes look that slow, Honestly, he's probably the quickest basketball player of all time. If you go back and watch his tape from Georgetown and his first couple years in the league, his first step, they basically started calling like palming more because of how nasty his crossover was. Mm-hmm. Nobody could stop his crossover.
Look, this guy, I would love to see him in today's game with that quickness, with those handles.
Dude averaged over 30 back when nobody scored. This is when NBA games were like 92 to 78. Yeah. And this guy was, I think, a 4-time scoring champ, something crazy.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Played with tons of heart. Used to get pissed off. We talk. Let's go, Freddie's corner. We talk about load management. He used to get pissed off at Larry Brown for taking him out of the game.
Practice?
Larry Brown said every time he took Iverson out for like a 2 or 3 minute breather, he would MF him coming off the court, like angry that he was getting pulled out of the game.
That's another reason that my team shaped up the way it did. Is all these guys know they're the best guy on the court. In their mind, there's no doubt. There's no shadow of a doubt. They know they're the best guy on the court.
I like that lineup, Brad. It was a very creative way to do it. Jimmy, you got who I got, so go ahead.
Yeah, all right, so I got Steph Curry. This is a guy I needed
a hard time.
I needed a sharp shooter in there, and Steph Curry. Same thing, kind of like LeBron of this era. Appeared in 6 finals, 5 straight finals, 4 championships. Only 1 finals MVP. He could have had more, but he had a couple weird, like the Iguodala.
Iguodala stole one from, but that was
because he played defense on LeBron.
But that was Steph's.
That was an unreal performance by Iguodala.
Yeah,
but his MVP that he did win. Look, I thought the Boston Celtics were going to win that series, and in Game 5, Steph just put it to sleep and going. I mean, he went nuclear from 3.
He did. He used to do this.
And listen, this is a guy who literally changed basketball.
Yeah,
he changed the way. Go to any Parks and Rec youth center and watch kids play basketball. Everyone
shooting from the logo.
Everyone is jacking up threes like this when they can't even reach.
Yeah.
So I think Steph holds the record. Obviously, most threes in the NBA Finals history with 152. He is the greatest shooter in the history of the game, and so that's why I thought the same thing. You got to have a shooter out there with your squad.
He averaged 27.3 points per game, 6 assists per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, shot 43%. In the finals.
I got to check the stats on this, but a former teammate of his is someone you'd want coming off the bench on a team like this. Sean Livingston. His short range game, mid-range. Got to check the stats. I've been seeing stats that he was perfect from mid-range, like 1,100 for 1,100 or something like that. Pretty impressive.
He's such a what-if. If he hurt his knee, had a gruesome knee injury coming out of college? He was one of those guys that was, and he had a good NBA career, don't get me wrong, but he was somebody who an injury really derailed him. But those Warriors teams had great role players. And that's what, as we get into the finals, I don't want to jump too far ahead. I think that's where the Spurs have an edge on the Knicks. The Spurs have a much deeper bench. And I think those role players come playoff time end up pretty important. And the Warriors, dude, they had them. Who was the big JaVale McGee? They had all these guys that would get you a couple minutes that could get out there and do the job. So, all right, let's shift gears to our bench unit here. We'll go opposite direction. We'll go point guard on down. So this was hard for me. I went back and forth. Literally 3 guys. I wanted Iverson in there. The only reason I didn't, because I was like, all right, my criteria, I was saying guy had to at least won finals. Then I started having another guy who someone's probably going to have. And right up until the end, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I went with someone who made most of their mark in the 80s, but won the finals MVP in 1990. Jimmy is hoping, we talked about this a few weeks ago, can you win a title when your best player is a small point guard? This is the only guy I think in NBA history who's done it. I took Isaiah Thomas. From those bad boys Pistons team, Isaiah was the 90 finals MVP, averaged 27 points, 7 assists. was a dog out there. This was back in the day when they would fist fight on the courts.
He was Michael Jordan. Yes. He was a thorn in the side for MJ.
Yeah, so I took Isaiah, leader, team player. And I want to mention it. It didn't happen in 90, but in 1988, they ended up losing to the Lakers before they finally went back-to-back. Isaiah was so banged up. I'm pretty sure he had either a nasty high ankle sprain or a broken ankle. Maybe it hurt his finger. His face was all scratched up. He single-handedly carried Detroit to a win. He scored 25 points in the fourth quarter of one of those games.
Crazy.
He was a tough guy. So I put Isaiah as my point guard on my bench unit.
Yeah, I went. So this is the captain of my bench unit. Went Tony Parker.
He was my third of my choices.
This guy, he was just the glue to those Spurs teams. He did everything. Super smart player, hit clutch shots. But yeah, Tony Parker to me, I used to just love watching this guy play because
his mid-range floater.
And he didn't really look like your typical basketball player. He looked like a regular dude, but he was just nasty on the court.
Yeah, he kind of had that like baby face assassin
it was
feel.
just.
Another, you want to talk about quickness and first step? He would get into the lane and put those floaters up over the big guys. Yeah. Really fun to watch.
And those teams,
first European to win an NBA Finals MVP.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, those teams. That's why those teams are so fun to watch.
Yeah,
him and who was on it? Ginobili? Was that
Ginobili? Boris Diaw, Tim Duncan.
Introduced the Euro step to the league.
Danny Green. You want to talk about
Danny Green's another one who's. How many finals has he been in?
You know, that we're going to do this.
Well, he happened to get lucky.
We're going to do this at one point, though. Role players, not superstars, but like the Derek Fishers, the Robert Ory's, the Danny Greens.
Danny Green was huge in a couple of those games.
Unbelievable. Listen, you want to talk ideal viewing experience basketball. Again, we tell you guys to check YouTube. Check YouTube for Spurs ball movement back in the day.
9 passes before they'd shoot.
Unbelievable how quick that ball was zip around.
It was awesome.
Well, that's not happening on my team. So that's why I didn't take 3-point shooters, because there's only 2 people shooting the ball on my team, Kobe and MJ. So because you guys mentioned Steph Curry, I'm going to leave him off my bench.
Okay.
I'm going with one of, let's say this is the greatest facilitator of all time. Give me white chocolate. Jason Williams. Yeah.
Fun.
He's going to be out there running circles around the other team and getting his guys open.
And making his finals debut.
Yeah.
No, actually, White Chocolate was on, I think, one of the Heat. I think he was on the Heat team with Shaq.
By proxy.
I think he was on the Heat team with Shaq and D. Wade that won the title.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm having fun with right now, just a quick side note on him, is I love watching these clips. So his daughter is a softball player. It's a Women's College World Series, a softball player for Texas Tech. She transferred from Florida to Texas Tech.
They just made the finals.
Yeah, so they played each other, and she got hit, I think, 5 times in like a row. And Jason Williams was pissed because he's like, what is it? He's like, and he played at Florida. He's like, I'll never go back to Florida anyway. They beat them. They're in the finals. His daughter just hit a walk-off home run. But I love watching all these clips of him getting hyped up and like cheering her on. He's such a fun watch.
He still hoops. He still plays pickup hoops.
Yeah. There's been some clips of guys challenging him.
The Barstool guy.
Yeah, he works for Barstool.
Yeah,
so
there was that one where he was calling out one of the Barstool guys, saying, "I'm a real one."
Yeah, I love that he's back in action, and we're seeing clips of him.
Yeah. All right, Jimbo, who you got running the shooting guard? You going Kobe as well?
I'm going Kobe Bryant.
Me too. Brad said everything that needs to be said about Kobe.
Well, he hasn't made it yet either, but I'm putting Ant Edwards.
Okay. Yeah. Ant, I think. Well, I thought before the creation of Wemby, Ant might get there.
Yeah, right.
Ant's got to jump to the East if he wants to make the finals.
Ant could barely walk during that series, and he did everything he could to keep them in that series.
You got to feel bad for all these guys.
You saw he felt so defeated at a certain point.
If you want a chance at the finals, go back home.
To the
go to
Knicks.
Atlanta. Go to the Hawks, because you got to come out of the East if you want a chance at the finals this next.
I just feel bad for all these dudes, but look. The Spurs are beatable. We did it 2 out of 3 games this year, so
yeah. So small forward, again, this is where defense, elite two-way player, MVP, finals MVP with 2 different teams. I'm taking Kawhi Leonard. When healthy, that guy was absolutely unstoppable on both ends of the floor. Won the MVP with the Spurs, won the MVP with the Raptors. Just a crummy injury luck over the years.
Just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, Kawhi, because he wins a championship. He's got like a full. The guy never plays. I mean, honestly, he never plays. But you're right. Like, imagine if he never had injuries, though. Like, what this guy could have been.
His defensive ability was that when he was young on that Spurs team, guarding LeBron, the year they beat the Spurs. I mean, and became an elite shooter, elite scorer. And even now, when he does play on those Clippers teams, a few years ago before he hurt his knee again, I think they were matched up against who were they? It was the year the Suns made the finals and lost to the Bucks. Those first 2 games, when he was on the Clippers, he dropped like 40 in both of them, and then ended up getting hurt and making his way out. So, who you guys have for small forward?
Mine is the complete opposite. This is a guy who doesn't really play any defense, but
he's not too small either.
He's an amazing shooter, and probably since college, I've loved watching this guy play. And that's Kevin Durant. I mean, silky smooth. The guy goes to the Warriors, they win championships, he wins MVPs. But Kevin Durant, I mean, imagine this guy coming off the bench in his prime. Good luck to anyone.
Yeah. One of the greatest scorers of all time.
Yeah.
Could do it at all the levels. Could get to the rim, mid-game assassin, and then he could shoot the 3 ball as well. So hard to defend, too, because guy's like a unicorn. Small forward,
he's just
7'1".
And he's so lanky,
like 6'11". But
he takes that shot and his arms just feel like they reach to the sky. But
silky smooth shooter. And he's going to be firing off. Alien. He's going to be firing off some good tweets during this final series against the Monstars.
I love that he has 7 different burner accounts.
All right, Brad, who'd you have at small forward?
I let LeBron on the team.
Yeah. That's who I ended up putting as my power forward. I shifted positions a little bit. We said everything we need to about LeBron. Most triple doubles in finals history. We also have to mention, we forgot to mention it, the 3-1 comeback against the 7-3-win Warriors team. Super impressive. That team would have gone down as arguably the greatest of all time. Most regular season wins.
Yep.
And LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love didn't let it happen.
Nah. The chemistry just wasn't always there on those Cavs teams.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron, Cavs teams, it was LeBron's team, but tell you, when Kyrie was healthy, I mean, that was a hell of a duo.
And that first year, when Kyrie and Love both got hurt and the Warriors got their first title, I don't know that happens if both of those guys stay
I mean, I'm telling you, that was Kyrie and LeBron both in their prime.
Is Kyrie still viable to help get Dallas?
Coming off of an ACL injury. So
but when he comes back, do you guys think he's still viable to help?
It's hard. Again, his whole thing was his quickness, his handles, all that. I don't know an ACL what that's going to do to him, but
yeah. All right, I had Bron at power forward. I shifted it around a little bit.
I'm surprised no one's mentioned him yet, but Jokic.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, you got to have him on the bench at least.
I didn't even think about Jokic.
I almost picked Jokic, but I picked a different foreigner, and that was Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, he's hard to keep.
I just had it. Dirk in his prime was just another guy that was pretty unstoppable.
There was another one that was hard to keep off, probably for point guard or shooting guard. Was Dame Lillard.
And who was real hard to keep off at shooting guard? Obviously, you have the 2 greatest of all time, but D Wade.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade was an absolute freak show of a shooting guard.
Just barely missed the cut.
All right, big man. I'm going with the guy who gave Shaq some problems early in Shaq's career. I took Hakeem Olajuwon. Unbelievable defender, blocks, back-to-back finals MVP. This dude's footwork and post play down low, unbelievable.
Go back and watch YouTube videos of him in
cooking
the finals.
And Shaq. Yeah.
And you're gonna understand why he's on my bench. People forget how dominant this dude was.
Jimmy, who did you have at power forward? I think we skipped over you.
No, I picked Dirk.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Brad, big
just
man.
like my starting lineup, I'm shifting guys around, but I got to put Tim Duncan on the bench.
Yeah. Gotta have Timmy out
Timmy
there.
D.
Jokic, though, I completely spaced on that one. I may have put him as my backup center.
He's an unstoppable block.
The thing about Jokic, they won that finals, that championship. He averaged a triple-double in that finals championship appearance, which is crazy.
I love it how he wins MVP. No emotion, doesn't care.
He's ready to go back to his horses.
Then he's just bawling, crying when his horse wins a simple race.
Basketball's not even his first love. It's horse racing.
Yeah.
I mean...
Greatest passing big man of all time.
Oh, they're not even close.
It's unbelievable.
For sure.
So that's
Couple good lineups there.
Yeah, that was a fun thought exercise, like they usually are. So
Yeah.
I like it. Brad's always thinking outside the box, and I'm telling you, Brad's starting lineup is pretty nasty.
Nobody's beating that
Brad's
team.
starting lineup is legit. So.
We got to put it on whatever NBA,
Some kind of
2K,
AI.
whatever the newest thing is, and have a battle royale. See which team will win.
Let us know your guys' starting lineups.
Yeah, give us your top 5 in the comments. All right, we're going to keep the topic on hoops, but we're going to shift it up. We're going to preview Knicks Spurs. Before we do, though, we got to talk about that Game 7. I mean, we've been saying it for weeks now. The Spurs are so far ahead of schedule. You got a 22-year-old as their best player. Castle's 21. Harper can't even drink yet. He's 20. This team, what they did going on the road against the defending champs, the way that they played that game, you could feel in the fourth quarter, OKC kept trying to make a run. They tied it up at one point. They went ahead at one point. And every time they drew to make it close, San Antonio would go on like a 7-0 run, an 8-0 run. Truly impressive display. The bench guys showed up. Champagny had a huge game. We have to talk about...
Yeah, what was the deal with that?
We have
guy.
They've got
He freaking
Vassell,
went off. I was like, who is this dude?
Vassell, Champagny, and Johnson are good shooters. Johnson was the sixth man of the year.
Consistent three-point
One of
shooters,
them typically shows up every game. Early it had been Vassell.
That guy had like 30-something points, right?
20. He had 20 points.
Yeah,
like he's a lights out. That's what he literally is one of those guys. That's pretty much all he does. Is
shoot
the
threes.
And he can play a little defense. But we have to talk about, did Wemby just completely snatch Chet Holmgren's soul in this series?
He took it away.
He took 2 shots in Game 7. This is, with Williams out, this has to be your second best player. By the end, he was passing up wide open shots because he was seeing ghosts like Darnold was all those years ago.
Holmgren, to me, that dude is a straight embarrassment in that series, and I hope that's not too harsh on him. But like, if you're the coach, you got to go into the locker room after that game and just go, like, what are you doing? Shoot the ball. You're supposed to be like our second scorer on the team in this Game 7, and you did nothing.
You would have almost rather seen him have like a terrible shooting night. Maybe be like 2 of 15.
Take the shots.
But at least you're getting shots up. At least you're attacking the paint.
You're dead after this game.
2 shots is, and that's the other thing we got to talk about. Even though they got the loss, Shea was unbelievable in this game.
Yeah.
Some of the shots he was making, those off-balance contested 2s over Wemby. What did he end up? He ended up playing like 44 or 40. He was just so gassed by the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm just,
I'm glad they didn't call the rest of the series like the first game, though. The refs, with a lot of those shots Shea was taking, he's falling down, not getting touched, looking for the foul, and they were calling it Game 1.
It was most of the series, though. I mean, I think the Thunder left a bad taste in people's mouths as well. I've seen a lot of talking heads and people just saying how, like, have the Thunder become unwatchable basketball, like the way they play?
When your best player practices in a sports bra, it's kind of unwatchable.
It's not an enjoyable viewing experience. But that leads us to what I think is going to be. I mean, what a great storyline. I'm going to say this may end up being one of the most, if not the most watched finals of all time. You have the Knicks finally back in it. And you have anyone who doesn't even know about basketball is paying attention because of Victor Wembanyama, this alien that's dropped down and started playing basketball.
Yeah, I heard like people are saying like there's not a real, like you don't have a villain this series because...
Have you seen some of like the stuff going around for like projected ticket prices for courtside seats at Madison Square Garden? $250,000. Like
you got to give the Knicks fans something. I mean, give them affordable tickets because they're diehard fans and they want to go to these games. Yeah. I heard even the upper deck is like, $13,000 starting price, something crazy.
So the Garden's going to be rocking. I mean, elite playoff environment. The Knicks are finally back in the finals. Love watching Jalen Brunson. He's like the opposite of Wemby. Wemby's 7'4", Brunson's 6 foot. Love the chemistry him and Josh Hart have. Little background leading up. Spurs are ahead of schedule. What they just did in the West, truly impressive. They beat Minnesota, who was in the conference finals 2 years in a row. They beat OKC on the road. The Knicks have had we'll say a little bit of an easier path going through Atlanta and then Cleveland. But look, the Knicks haven't lost in a month. Their offense is humming right now. Humming. I do think this is a different animal going up against San Antonio's defense. You got multiple guys that they can throw at Brunson. Just Wemby being in the middle is going to be a challenge. I'm excited to watch this series. Starts tomorrow night.
It's going to be a faster pace game against the Knicks too for Wemby.
Who do you guys have and in how many games? Give us your
I have the Knicks in 6, and I'm not just being biased, but so they played 3 times this year.
Yeah,
all right?
you can't go into those games. Wemby was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Look, Wemby played a bunch of minutes in those games, but they kind of held him in check. Now, this is the thing. I don't think that's going to happen. We're in the finals. Wemby, his emotions are sky high. He's going to be but I really think Wemby's going to have monster games to win this year. A bunch of monster games because I do think the Knicks are going to put up points. I do. And, but this should be a good series. But I'm taking Knicks in 6.
Brad, who you got?
I'm taking Spurs in 7.
Okay.
Because I want to see 7 games. I think the difference maker here is home court advantage. San Antonio, Game 7 back at San Antonio. I don't see him losing there.
Okay. I've got Spurs in 6. I had Spurs in 5 initially. I think the Spurs defense is going to... I think Brunson's going to get his points. I think they're going to make this series a living hell for Jalen Brunson. You have multiple bodies you can throw at him. And I think Wemby, just the presence he has in the center of the court, is going to make it tough. I think they're going to let Josh Hart shoot. I think we're going to know early in Game 1, they're going to give Hart a couple of those open threes. He made Cleveland pay for it. When Josh Hart is hitting the 3 ball, the Knicks are a completely different team. When he's not, he's almost unplayable out there. So you may see more of Shamet coming off the bench in this series if Hart is not hitting the 3 ball. I think it's going to come down to San Antonio's bench, honestly. You saw it. You saw it the other night in Game 7. You got guys like Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Julian Champagnie. These guys are all really good shooters off the bench. And what they also are bodies you can throw at Brunson. And I think between Castle, Vassell, and Harper, and let's just say this, what I do think is the difference between the regular season and now, Harper's a completely different guy. Rookie point guard. He hit some huge shots in that Game 7. He had the little hamstring tweak early on. Physically, he looked healthy in Game 7. And I think these couple of games off are going to help De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox looked a little better ankle-wise.
That's a huge factor, having him bring the ball up the court over Castle.
Here's the X factor for Jimmy's side for the Knicks. Number 1, Mitchell Robinson. We got to see what he looks like playing with the cast. I think he can give Wemby some problems. He's another just big but hard fouls. You saw Hartenstein gave Wemby some issues. I really think the X factor for the Knicks, if the Knicks are going to have a chance in this series, OG Anunoby is going to be the X factor because you can put him on Wemby some to keep Wemby out of the lane, to take a little pressure off. The guy is an unbelievable defender. He's another guy that can guard any position out there on the court. So I got Spurs in 6. I'm hoping for an exciting series. I will say either way, it's going to be pretty cool. If the Spurs win, it's unbelievable how young this team is.
I don't know if anyone's stealing a game away in this because the atmosphere of these two home courts.
It's going to be
the atmosphere of both.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty wild. I think you have two fan bases, pretty entrenched in like NBA lore. And
exactly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good series. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
And I think there's a series you're not going to see like this, any softness. These guys are going to be banging around.
It's going to be a physical series. And again, either way it goes, so if the Spurs win, I mean, it's pretty wild to think what they could potentially do if these guys stay healthy. You got these guys on rookie contracts for a couple more years. They still have picks. Other side of the coin, how cool would it be to see Jalen Brunson get a title?
Yeah. Oh,
just the absolute underdog, second-round draft pick. Dallas didn't think to sign him.
If he does, I bet Josh Hart would give 2 thumbs up.
You gotta love what they have with him and Bridges and Hart. The guys won titles at Villanova together, and then what if they won an NBA championship together? And you saw it again. What was it? Becky Hammond, the WNBA coach, and it was pretty cool because she said, what a lot of people say is Isaiah was the outlier. You cannot win a title when your best player is 6 feet tall. And then she came back out and said, prove me wrong. And it would be, again, pretty impressive, the underdog story of Jalen Brunson going to the Knicks. And look, the Knicks love him now, but when it first happened, there was some grumblings of Knicks fans like, what are we doing? We're taking this little guy
Well, I think you wanted an already made superstar as a Knicks fan, but you knew that first year. After watching him.
He has won the hearts of Knicks fans. And listen, could you make the argument? So there's two things. He's one of the most clutch players in the NBA. You get fourth quarter, less than 2 minutes left. Who's as a Celtics fan, he eviscerated us last year. Could you make the argument that Jalen Brunson is the best American player in the NBA right now? I mean, think about it. Your top players right now got to be Wemby.
The best players.
Got to be Wemby. Got to be Jokic, Luka, Giannis. These are all four guys. Outside of maybe Ant Edwards.
Yeah, you got Ant.
Brunson's got to be one of the top U.S. guys.
I mean, he's made a great case this year. I mean, obviously you have guys like Steph Curry, but they're not what they once were.
Got Tatum and Brown.
But at this point, I'd say this year, at this point, he's probably, and like I said, Ant Edwards is such a freak, so he's probably one or two.
Canada?
Yeah.
He is, Yep. So... all right, we're excited about the series. We'll be keeping you guys updated, in our roundup every week as it goes on. All right, we're going to switch from the hardwood to the gridiron. We got to talk about a couple of these NFL moves. A lot of action in the trades with the re-signings. Let's start with the Birds.
Wait, are we going to see Aaron Donald come back?
I'm hearing grumblings.
Because of who just went to the Rams?
I'm hearing grumblings that they're really trying to get him to come.
Scary for the rest of the NFC if that happens. Let's talk about the Eagles. I'm excited to finally have this done. A.J. Brown traded to New England. It was pretty much a foregone conclusion. They were waiting for June for the salary cap relief. We got a first-round pick and a fifth-round pick. I'm happy for it. I think it's a good move for both sides. I don't like the drama that A.J. Brown caused last year. I don't like that from anyone on my team. I want you to keep that stuff in-house. Don't go to the media with it. Don't
keep it in New England?
Yeah.
Well, I saw your boy, what is it, Mailata? Came out and he was like, basically tweeting.
Well, the full interview.
Thank God.
Yeah, but the full, that's one of those where you got to click the article because he was basically saying, it's just nice to not have to deal with the questions, the overhanging.
He put it nicely.
All that stuff, yeah. But who I'm really excited for is my boy Devontae Smith. Slim Reaper. I think as a true one option, he plays the game the right way. He's a good locker room guy. And I think he's got a chance to be a really, really good one receiver.
But he's just nicked up a lot.
He plays, though. He does. Actually plays.
He's tough. He does play through injuries.
It was nice for him having the big threat that would kind of take the double teams and stuff away from him.
Who'd they draft?
First round draft pick, Lemon. And Lemon's a slot guy, so very different than Brown. He's a blocker. A.J. Brown was not known as a blocker. Supposedly Philly's going to be doing a lot of play action with Manning.
I'd say this is probably better for Hurts anyway. He's not really...
They got to get Saquon running that
Well, yeah, and I think that's what the Eagles are thinking. They're going, all right, we let Hurts run the ball, we let Saquon run it. You got some short passes, Lemon... You got your deep threat, Smith. So, we'll see. And now the Pats. The Pats are
they're a dangerous team.
Pretty good. And I don't like it.
Thorn in your side again.
There could be some noise though.
Now, I don't really care because it's not like the Jets are me. I'm not saying
you got the Super Bowl hangover, which is a real thing. Yeah. Teams that lose the Super Bowl are going to have a lot harder schedule this year. And let's just say that there's been some distractions in New England this offseason. So I think
Robert Kraft knows how to deal with those.
All this stuff could play into some interesting. But hey, did anybody see this Myles Garrett trade coming? What a shocker.
This is crazy that they traded him to the Rams.
2027 first round, 2028 second round, 2029 third round
and
pick.
Jared Verse. Jared Verse is a super solid player himself, quite a bit younger than Garrett. But man, this, we talked about it. In reality, the Super Bowl probably was the NFC Championship game last year. That game between Seattle and the Rams. Does this take the Rams over the edge here? And they're not afraid to make moves. I don't think the Rams care about draft picks. I don't.
Very easily, Sam Darnold could take a huge step backwards also.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford ain't taking a step backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
and Puka, it sounds like he's working on some of his offseason issues.
I do like I never wish ill on any other teams, but this just shows me like the Jets are a bad organization, but they're not a dumpster fire as much as the Browns are. The Browns again, look, they're getting this first round pick, and apparently this is because they are loading up on draft picks for a quarterback. I mean, they just took Sanders and Dylan Gabriel, 2 quarterbacks. They got Deshaun Watson. I mean, look.
And it's looking like Watson's going to get the starting job.
Who knows?
And they may be a dumpster fire, but they have made the playoffs more recently than the Jets.
Yeah, it means nothing. That means nothing if you're a dumpster fire. Two teams is dumpster fire.
Brad, we got to talk about your G-men. You got a familiar face coming back.
All right, number one, I'm concerned how hard Harbaugh is pushing these guys. 3 torn Achilles already on the Giants.
Ooh.
3 torn Achilles.
Well, you saw Harbaugh is known. Who came out?
The Ravens. One of the
he came out.
Was it Zay Flowers?
I think so.
Yeah, said that their practices were like too old-fashioned, not enough recovery.
They were just running and running. But
so, yeah, that's a concern.
Did you see who you're bringing back?
Yeah.
You seem pumped.
The Backstreet Boy, OBJ.
OBJ is coming back.
Yeah, I mean, if he was still in his prime, I would be pumped, but he's had it.
He hasn't had more than 570 yards in 4 years.
Talk
about A.J. Brown being a distraction. OBJ was the biggest distraction.
So now you got OBJ, Scatabo, and Dart. They're going to be out clubbing every night.
He may be able to bring some leadership to the younger receivers.
I like the other receiver pickups that you made.
Neighbors is a big concern. His recovery.
See the softball video, Neighbors?
Yeah.
Did you see this? Neighbors playing in a... Now, hopefully he was just not wanting to put anything out there. He played in like a softball game.
A celebrity softball game.
His move down to first base, it didn't look very good.
Yeah.
Well, he had like a second surgery. Now they're saying like this may go well into the season with Neighbors, which I don't think Giants fans really thought that.
That's why the Giants. That,
But I do like I like who is it? Darnell Mooney. I like Mooney. I like that pickup, and then you also got Braxton Berrios, who. Yeah. This is another Backstreet Boy, but he's one of those slot guys that's could do a little bit, but you're loading up on wide receivers, so someone's got to work.
We're loading up to do nothing but run the football this year. I'm looking forward to the freight train that's coming to the Eagles' way.
Yeah, and it'll be curious to see if we have some more moves the next week or two. Now that
I think so. I mean, look, there's guys that they've been rumored to be,
Yeah, never had Giants may stretch and try to get another veteran receiver in there.
Look, if they got bad news on Neighbors, I could I can't imagine if they think Neighbors OBJ is the answer. Yeah. I'm sure they're going to be looking.
Talk about a trajectory turn. Man, when OBJ made that catch on Monday Night Football against Dallas, that one-handed grab, I mean, people thought that this guy was the next, and then just the injuries. He seemed to have a couple in a row. You had the drama. You didn't know who was throwing him the ball.
I looked up his stats. He had 3 good years.
Yeah,
that's
great
it.
Years.
Yeah. Three good years, and then that was it. I think that catch propelled him, the personality.
Multiple ACL injuries, right?
Yeah.
I think he had a couple ACL.
Yeah, another
tears.
guy just cannot stay healthy.
Well, speaking of receivers, we got to talk about the guy down in Atlanta getting the bag. Did you guys see this? Drake London signing 4 years, $141 million, $100 guaranteed. Good for you, Drake London.
Kirk Cousins taught him something while he was down there.
Yeah, right.
Kirk Cousins. Did you
that
guys
guaranteed money, man?
Did you guys see I don't know if it's I think it was for the schedule, the schedule release. The Raiders, the Kirk Cousins Mendoza one. You gotta watch some of these clips and videos.
Dude,
they were it was like a Step Brothers themed.
First
Kirk
off, that was the cringiest acting that I've ever seen. I was like cringing. It was funny.
Those was kind of
dude, I was laughing watching that, but at the same time, it's like, I can't even believe it's so cringy watching Mendoza try and do this because he's such a nerd. But I mean,
his post-game interviews, he's just cheesing the whole time.
But I like that he did it. That's the thing. I like that these guys are, they're like, whatever, let's have some fun and do this.
What's another
Kirk Cousins,
$1 million to put in the bank?
Kirk Cousins has to have the greatest agent in all of sports.
Oh my gosh.
Has to, hands down. So, all right, you guys got anything else for today's show?
Nah.
No.
All right, we appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, The Sports Mixtape. We're coming back next week. Obviously, we're going to be recapping whatever happens in the finals until we meet again. But we have a fun snake draft. We're taking it back again. Nickelodeon television shows. So we got things like Guts, Salute Your Shorts,
Hey Dude.
Hey Dude. What was the one? Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal show. So stay tuned. You won't want to miss that. Until next time, we'll see you guys.
Peace.